Kaplow, 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 kaplow.
Greetings, salutations, and other big words. My name's Ethan. My handle is Wrangler. Welcome to Frequency Studios, where we are doing another writer stream today. So, here joining us first off, we got Billy Bobsack. Billy, how's it going, man?
Kaplow, 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 kaplow.
All right. And also joining us first time on the channel, Frederick. How are you?
Hey there, I'm good, but I feel like an imposter today because I'm just like a beginner writer. Like I don't have any writing in my past. This is just starting to write comics now because I need to have a script to draw basically.
Hey,
Yeah,
Frederick,
I know what you mean.
gotta fix the mic again.
Yeah, but no, I know what you mean about feeling like the imposter because I mean, many of us are still new at this, but we got to start somewhere, and having people to do it with really does help. Up next, James Esparza, creator of World Without End. James, how's it going?
It's going good. We're talking backstage. I'm going to be working on the novella today. I'm going to crank this one out in about 2 months' time. Usually I do a monthly release of a short story, but I'm going to take the remainder of the year to focus on this. So that way I could have a kind of like a bang, end the year with a bang of a story. And this one's going to be
Nice.
full of action. It's going to be a lot of character development. I got various points of views. I'm adding in a lot of undead creatures. There's going to be vampires, going to be soldiers, there's going to be mechs. I'm thinking about adding in some gnomes. I'm not sure about that last one. Maybe there might be some already for anybody who's been keeping track with the stories. But if you want to see what you can expect, check out my latest release, which I'm actually going to go ahead and just post it in a private chat here. Maybe you could share it, which is Terror at the Gates official release. Released it on the 15th, only 3 days ago. For anybody who wants to read it, that what I'm working on now will be the sequel to this one, and that's a short story, a little over 17,000 words. I think it's like 17,300.
Yeah, it was roughly about 17,000.
Yes. And this one, I think, is probably one of my more refined stories. There's plenty of action. It's a military horror action story. There's a lot to take about.
All right. And also, again, first time on the channel, please welcome Maria.
Hey, how y'all doing? I'm Maria Hargis. I'm actually known on Rumble with my channel Chaos Idea at its best. I do a lot of manga Mondays reviews and also time-lapse videos of Ink October art and all kinds of other fantasy art. So pretty much I'm just an artist.
Just an artist?
Just an artist.
It's never just an artist. All right, so here we are, another writer stream. Kind of came together last minute, but what we'll be doing is whatever we're working on as far as the writing or art, we'll set a 15-minute timer, and we'll pick some background music, maybe some of that music that Billy Bobsack calls creepy. That seems to, everyone else likes that. He's creeped out by it. And that's those weird mugwise.
Oh, yeah, it's got like creepy parts to it. Listen to it.
Well, it's October, so you can get away with creepy.
That's right. October, we got pumpkins, we got creepy, and okay, I have the wrong thing on my clipboard. I tried to cut and paste something and almost sent the wrong link. There we go. All right, so Rangmar Virillion has joined us in the chat. He says, "Hail the Iron Age and have fun, guys." And Ultimate Kahuna, yo, full group, wish I could join. Well, Kahuna, you got access to the link. If you got time, go ahead, hop in.
I think depending on how long we go, I think Sybil will be able to join.
Hope you feel better, man. All right. And it is late where he is as well. So, yeah. Rangmar Virillion, a.k.a. Black Knight. Good night. Good night. And, yeah, so Sybil we might be seeing Sybil.
Yeah, he's doing some errands right now, so
Yeah. Oh man, don't you hate it when real world stuff gets in the way?
Yeah, it happens. I mean, what can you
Well,
do
I mean,
about it?
we
Well, I
kind
got
of
the
threw
day
this
off.
on last minute, like really
Yeah.
last minute.
Yes, it was.
It's perfect though. I got the day off and I worked a very long shift yesterday, so I'm ready to just get to right.
All right. So speaking of which, what are you guys going to be working on tonight, Billy Bob?
Uh, Working on outlining a short story that's set in Lord Arthur's Dark Argument setting, which is a cyberpunk
Oh,
one.
cool.
So I finally
That's
decided to go ahead and hit the outlining shit for it.
nice.
What I'm working on.
And Frederick, what are you working on?
So I'm doing my second draft of a comic book script. So it's going to be a 22 pager, sort of a number one to start off a series, hopefully, about a character I created like back in May.
Oh, any hints you want to give us as to the genre or tone of the story, or is that
Yeah.
still all kind of being developed?
So it's kind of a like Punisher meets Batman kind of a thing. So this character has no superpowers, but I wanted him to be able to fly around the city. So I gave him like a hoverboard quadcopter thing. So basically, how Batman has Wayne Enterprises and has a huge revenue from a corporation, this character sort of stacked Bitcoin early in the days. And then he was wrongfully sent to jail for like 10 years. And then he came out super wealthy, but having to start his life off from scratch and having a chip on his shoulder.
Cool. So, how far along are you with that?
So I already wrote a first draft, so I'm sort of scrapped that because I wanted to focus in on one scene and play it out a little bit. So I've got the whole tempo laid out of all the pages. So all I've got to do now is like go in and draw a scene, do the dialogues, and cut the scenes into panels, pretty much.
Nice. All right, James. So, is it the novella you mentioned? Is that what you will be working on today?
That is correct. I'm going to be working on a sequence where you're kind of introducing the human characters. They're in a train moving to the destination where the plot starts unraveling very early on. I got three very distinct point of views we're going to be following through this location. I got the other ones already fleshed out with like 2,000 words here, 1,500 words there, and I'm going to focus on the human element now. I'm only about maybe 200 words into their introduction, so I'm going to extend that.
Nice. And Maria, what will you be working on?
Well, I just finished the video, so pretty much I just finished uploading it. What I've been working on is a series of creepy recipe stories. So I did one last week where I was the pickle eyeball stories, and then this week the one I just uploaded on Rumble is called Toenail Bisque Recipe.
Toenail
So
bisque. Yeah,
yes,
it sounds like a Halloween feast, all right.
yes, it is. It's honestly they've been popping in my head a lot lately, probably because of the season, and I'm doing a lot of ink art. So I'm just making a series of creepy recipes.
Cool. Johnny Douglas has joined us. Hail and good afternoon. Hail to you too, Miss Good Sir. How you been?
Cool. It's cool to see him.
Yeah. And I will be working on a few last polishes to my manuscript. Most of it's pretty much set. I got a few spots I kind of just want to look at the wording and declunk a little, if you know what I mean. And I should probably put that glossary in alphabetical order. That might be a good idea.
Unless an otter can help you with glossaries, he done one.
Yeah, but after everything I've heard you say about him, I don't know if I want that otter in my glossary.
Why the athletic tits too much?
No, that's perfectly welcome in the glossary. It's all the furry stuff you keep telling me about.
Oh yeah, he's a furget, you know.
All right, so you guys ready to dive in?
Yeah, good to go.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let me get us a good tune. How's that volume there?
That's good.
All righty. Get the timer set. One of these days, I'll figure out how to set up and actually display a timer on screen. Maybe.
You might be able to share your screen and have the program pulled up on there for that.
Do
Maybe, I
have
don't know.
Oh, wait, maybe I do have like a in my start menu or something. I might have a clock app that lets me do that.
Maria's the streaming expert, you know?
What, me?
Yes.
I just play around and test stuff out until I know what works.
I just learned today that on Word, there's a comment section when you highlight shit. Where you can add comments and everything on when you highlight shit and everything.
Yeah.
Didn't know that. Figure that out.
All the work I have to do is promote this video.
Well, when I beta read James's, I could have instead of taking pictures of it and sending it to him on Gilded, of like some grammar mistakes and shit, I could have just highlighted it and commented on it.
Because the last video I put it up on Twitter and it didn't get a lot of traction. So this time I'm putting it on Rumble. I need to upload the other one on Rumble too.
Well, you have some links you could drop in the private chat, so I could drop them in the public chat here.
Yeah, I could definitely do that. Give me a second.
Well, I think Rumble also just in general actually promotes channels unlike YouTube that only really promotes like the big corporation ones or selected
They
ones
do.
that they
Well, it's that category system that helps people find stuff. That's really great. So they recently just updated now where they have a entertainment, arts, and creation section. So if you're an artist, what really needs to happen is they need a literature part for all the book reviews and stuff. That's probably the next thing they need to add as far as categories.
Oh, Rumble or YouTube? Which one?
Rumble.
Yes, because when you set
Rumble
up a stream,
does the category.
yeah.
system.
YouTube doesn't punish. YouTube doesn't punish people for tagging stuff on their videos that has nothing to do with the topic or anything. I've noticed that.
Rumble
too,
doesn't
on
either
YouTube.
because Rumble is still new. Because I've seen people in the arts and creation section that doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Well, not specifically on like YouTube. You put in like whatever you're looking up, and then it'll videos be recommended that have nothing to fucking do with it, and it's people using the tag and shit for it on their videos. They aren't supposed to be there.
Well, and then the tagging on Twitter is not working as great as it used to either.
Twitter, I am still new at. I didn't get on Twitter till just recently, and I pretty much just use it like a bulletin board for the most part. Johnny Douglas says, "Gotta polish that turd." That's how I always looked at it. An Ultimate Kahuna just had to ask, "Who's turd?" Billy
eventually
Bobstack,
we'll
you
do
have
a
something
later
about
one,
him you
so we
often
can-
say. What was it?
Huh?
You have something about Kahuna that you've been known to often say. What was that again?
Oh yeah, fuck Christian.
Oh yeah.
I think eventually we're gonna set up a day where we can have him on because I know I think he's working and he's got his kids and stuff. So
Yeah.
why I think he's not able to join us because he's working on his that short story we beta read. That's what he'll be
All right,
working
I'm
on.
posting the video link in here.
Sweet.
It's pretty good. I mean, seriously, I want to make a collection of them eventually because I think that's what's gonna happen.
Inktober. I like it. But I do love your channel name, by the way.
Well, because the thing is, I'm good at wildlife, landscape, horror, and fantasy, and so I have a mixture of ideas. And so instead of trying to pick one, it's chaos ideas at its best. That's how I came up with that. And the character that I have that's in my logo and all, Lynn, she is from an old comic series that I did on Webtoons that I never finished. I only got up to 13 chapters on it. Because it was testing ground, because I never done it. I never did the format of a comic book series and whatever. And I put myself out there and I put it on Webtoons. It's still floating on Webtoons and people still read it. But I
Cool.
never completed it or finished it, and it was just kind of like a practice run, basically. And she's a character that I had an idea for another series that I wanted to do, and what I was doing was I was running her background first before and just testing it out because I thought it was fun to see how she would grow up. So she started as an infant and all, and I've never got past the infant stage with her. But it was like a fun little comedy kind of adventure with her as an infant, and it was hilarious. But I haven't really worked on any more series like that because of I stress and worry about financials and stuff like that, and I couldn't get myself in that right mindset to work on any more of her on that story or work on another story.
All right. You guys ready to get some progress going?
Well, hold up. Frederick, do you want to send Frequency that one picture of your character so he can pull it up and show it in a bit?
Black and white picture. I also have the color picture that's online at my landing page. Let me just throw that in private chat.
Any page of what, YouTube channel or something?
I don't have an active YouTube channel, so I'm sort of starting the comic off with just a landing page for the moment.
Gotcha.
I've
That's pretty good work.
Thank you.
And I can drop that in the live chats if I can hit the right button. There we go.
Yeah, Frederick just finished a piece for me for a character I've actually been wanting to get some art done because he's like one of my favorite characters that I've yet to have an appropriate story to fit him into the chronology of my current release.
Yeah, that was cool.
Nice.
That was cool.
Yeah, feel free to show him off if you want, man, because that was a great piece. And, that's a character I need to write a biography for soon and put him on the website.
Cool. I'll drop it in the Gilded and on the Twitters. That's pretty much where I hang out.
All right, and after this session, I got your landing page pulled up. We'll take a look at that on screen and after this.
Thank you.
All right, I gotta find that window again. There it is. Okay. Time starts now.
Nice.
Is it working? All right, that's time.
Quack. Alrighty. I think I'm almost about 1,000 words on this outline.
Is this an outline or a draft or something in between?
It's an outline. It's basically each scene and general idea where it's going.
Redoubts joined us. He said, I wish I had the brain cells to work on stories. They are all consumed by John Brown and breathing at the moment.
Well, listen, Readout. You're going to be reviewing Hunger Games something snakes.
RC Scott has joined us also. He's all electric and he's fire. And he's rocking on.
Oh, man.
So how'd you guys do?
Did all right.
I got a scene done outline.
I got about,
That's about it.
let me take a look, about 400 words.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I got another idea for another creepy recipe.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. See, now my notes and all, I'm not writing all that. All I know is I'm doing searches on stuff, on ideas, and my biggest problem is when I write, I'm just trying to get ideas on images and on sounds that I'm going to use for the video that I'm going to produce. So there's short little notes that I do because most of it I'm gonna talk it out and ad lib the parts that I don't fill in with writing.
Yeah.
And it's better that way because it comes out naturally, like all of a sudden I'll have an idea pop in my head when I'm talking on the script because I'll get in character and I'll talk it out.
Cool.
It's from my experience of working at a haunted house. That's another reason why I can do it because I had to ad lib, in situations and stuff like that anyway. So it helps me on this part of writing.
Oh, that's good. I need to work on that because my characters don't have a voice yet. Like I have the plots down, I have all the actions down, but I need to get their voice inside my head before I start with the dialogue.
Well, the thing is,
That does help a lot.
I already got a natural kind of like creepy voice as it is because I have experience with that. But all I did was I changed my acto from normal to about 6 high, and I sounded like an evil chipmunk. So
There you go.
literally,
Hey,
I was
James.
playing with it in the edited software in my editing my videos, and I was able to figure it out. So
There you go, James.
something-
if you got
it's something you can do.
Need someone to read a Angry Chickmunk short story for you. There you go.
Oh yeah, so it's pretty great. Like as far as the voice and everything, I just played around with it until I found one and I love it. So I saved that setting as Maria Ego. So it's my alter ego voice that I use when I tell those creepy stories.
James, what was the one with the what was it? Gnomes?
Glimmerleaf?
The Glimmerleaf
Yeah.
story? Yeah, that one had basically took place underground in the microscopic world full of very tiny creatures. It was a gnome. The main character was a gnome that rode a gigantic pack rat everywhere underground.
Nice.
Well, now you can have her you can do like a voice narration story and have her as the evil chipmunk.
I don't have an evil chipmunk in that one. I just have some gnomes.
Well, in the sequel you could have an evil chipmunk,
Well,
I suppose.
isn't like the enemy of gnomes like a big ass? Because chipmunks are pretty close to the size of a gnome, aren't they?
Oh, I mean,
Depends on what kind of gnome.
These are really
we can
small
change
gnomes.
the acto a little bit. So, I mean, there's a way that we can do it. I mean, if we have to create a new voice, we can do that. I'm just saying that that's what I did. All I did was
Mhm.
change the pitch shift a little bit, and I got the chipmunk ones. You can also change it to low to make it like a lower bass, or you can make it even higher pitch, or you can make it even tween. So there's stuff that you can do with video editing software program where you can change the alto voice and all. Mine just changed turns out like that because my voice is already high. But who knows, if you put your voice at a 6th setting, it's probably going to change. Like it's going to sound like a different character. But you can definitely use editing software programs to play with your voice.
Yeah,
Hail
I
to
have
Andrew Campbell.
Mr. Campbell. There's a piece from the
Yeah.
story Glimmerleaf I got done.
To give you an idea of the scale of his gnomes, because his gnomes and my gnomes are very different.
Well, this is one of about 3 different types of gnomes that exist in this world. These are the micro gnomes, very small creatures. They are known for traveling long distances, short amount of time underground, and are often used by various governments as spies because they have a knack for just continuously writing down everything they see with absolute meticulous detail.
Who did you commission to do the art on this one? I forgot.
See if I remember. Give me a second. Let me go to his Twitter page. Bring up his Twitter here. It was a gentleman that was referred to me.
Pieces for it.
Yes, it's Kevin John Jacob. Gentleman's name's Kevin John Jacob. Let me. I'll put his Twitter down here. Link if anybody wants to contact him. That's how I contacted him for this particular work. Was through Twitter. He was referred to me by Richard of the Iron Age, and Richard actually has a character in here that's based off of him called Rich Iron.
Nice.
I believe there's a piece from there. He is. That's Rich Iron.
Oh yeah, I recognize him.
Very zoomed in, Rich Iron.
I'll be right back.
Hang on, I'm trying to fix my screen settings.
Right.
I have to X out the Rumble chat to get this back to proper proportions. There we go. I was trying that multiple panels on my screen at once to have chats going, and
Yes.
and my laptop just flipped me the bird on that. But
Now he's actually gonna appear, or at least be mentioned in the story I'm working on. Now I'm a bit of a pantser, so I kind of just write the outline and I try to stick to it as much as I can, which I often fail at. There are currently 4 types of gnomes. There are some gnomes that are often confused with the dwarves, but they're more of a warrior type of gnome. Very small gnomes that can almost fit in your hand. And then there's these lovely little chubby gnomes that are often confused with just small people. But most gnomes go without being seen in large portions of my fantasy world. It's very intricate. I could go on forever. I'm a world builder before I'm a writer.
So I think therefore
I got
the chipmunks,
deep lore.
the chipmunks would be a threat to those gnomes, like at least
Yeah.
to the
Yes.
like food storage.
Yeah, definitely.
these gnomes would
That
have to
could be a-
stock
that
up
could
on
be a
peanuts.
story.
So whenever the chipmunks come around, they just toss it to them, and then the peanuts learn, don't hurt them. They give us treats.
That could be a part of it.
I know this because I have chipmunks that follow me around my yard now.
Do you? Like, this is the guy. He's the one with the treats.
Both chipmunks and squirrels. I walk outside for a cigarette, and the squirrel comes running halfway across the yard and stands up on his hind legs, like, and they look at you sideways. They're like, huh?
Yeah. But I had fun writing this story. It's still a little rough around the edges. I'm gonna go back because I'm basically writing a story a month, releasing it. But I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna flesh out a lot of them. I'm gonna just work on the short stories till I think they're in great condition. And a few of them, I'm gonna do some other stuff with them, like audiobooks and all that. I essentially want to turn them into audiobooks, but I got to get them in a perfect condition first. But that was a fun story to write because that story is essentially a very tiny creature that just overhears a big message that could save an entire kingdom of people and goes on this magnificent journey to deliver that message.
It's like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, but with an adult.
Ha! Hey, there you go.
Yeah, pretty much.
Small. But it definitely has a great ending that kind of leads into this novella as well that I'm writing in. So yeah, it's a lot of my works, pretty much all of them, are tied in one way or another, except for maybe 2 or 3 of them. There's essentially going to be 10 of them at the end. So right now we have 9 official stories released.
Nice. Now here is the Twitter link to Kevin John Jacob that you sent me. Comic artist, commission open, my Discord, my artwork Instagram. So I also dropped the link down in the live chat. So anyone who wants to go check them out, there you go. Now this is who did Glimmerleaf artwork for you, right?
Yes, sir.
And then also, I had this up a moment ago. So Frederick, you want to give us a quick rundown?
Yeah, so basically this is a superhero story that I started working on this year. It started out as an Anvil submission, but it was way too big to fit in the magazine, and then I turned into a first issue of a comic series. And since then, I'm re-editing the first issue. I've wanted to put way too much into one at the beginning, so I had to cut it up into little chunks that could be easier to consume. And I've also been hearing around that people like also complete arcs within one printing, within one story. So I figured I'd focus on making the first 22 pages like something that would at least have some sense of completion before sending you off on this whole story. So basically the background of this character, he's somebody who's sort of a technician, kind of a smart dude who gets into Bitcoin at an early stage and then happens to get thrown into jail for like some 10 odd years. But the little Bitcoin that he was able to stash sort of makes him into like a multi-millionaire when he comes out. And he decides to become this sort of modern Batman. So instead of having a corporation, he has anonymous cryptocurrency to finance his crime-fighting dreams.
Cool. All right. I'm noticing when I move the cursor over top, he's highlighted, as well as these reptilian people.
Yeah, so I wanted to have fun
It's
with
the lizard people.
you always want lizard people, right? So
Dude, I did it too.
That's a
They're the antagonist in my first book.
It's a good go-to. Like it reminds me of V, the old TV series V, where they would open up their mouth and then eat a live rat, and it's it's really me to this day. So
you're talking about like the 1980s one there, right?
Oh yeah. I'm an old, so I saw those on TV back in the day. And
are these clickable links now, or
no? They're just like hoverable things. So I also have a tech background, and I played around with. So this is basically an SVG. So I redrew the hand-drawn elements as a SVG file. So SVG works in the browser. So when you hover it, I can make it disappear or make it hover and highlight. So eventually I can make it interactive, but I just wanted to throw this really quick landing page as I'm starting this project, because this is really in its infancy still.
Right. So now Rattel, that is his name or his moniker?
Yeah, exactly. So, Rattel, no, it's his moniker. It basically is the French word for honey badger. So he takes on the identity of the honey badger animal, whereas he's super resilient and he's kind of a little too dumb to know if his adversary is bigger than him. So
in other words, he doesn't know when to quit.
Yeah. He has an irrational courage, and he just will confront anyone who just wants to go at it. And that leads to much trouble. I'm
going to assume they're the antagonists, right?
I wanted to throw them into the first issue, but they're going to be pushed back a couple of issues because I wanted to push too much too early, and I had to push them back a little bit.
Yeah. Now, what's their species called?
I haven't named them yet. So basically, he travels into the deep underground tunnels of Montreal and stumbles into these old tunnels and military bases, and then deep underground caverns, and basically it has no end, and the deeper he goes, the weirder it gets.
Oh, that sounds like the internet.
You could make a metaphor there, I suppose.
All right. Now there's one other thing we need to check out here real quick. So this is toenail bisque recipe, huh?
Yep.
Let's see. So it's a 3-minute story, and you're doing a whole bunch of these for October.
Yeah, so most of the time I do the Ink October where I just do the art with spooky music in the background. This is the first I've done the story style. So this is the second one I've done. The first one was pickle eyeballs recipe, and that one I posted the video on Twitter, which I'm thinking about uploading that one on Rumble as well. Because at first I did it as a special feature that I did it in one of my live streams. So I played it in my live stream on Rumble.
Cool.
But I'm thinking about just putting it itself on Rumble itself. Because what I did was I shared it later on Twitter and was like, hey, this is what you missed. Because originally I had planned to just do it once in a live stream as a special.
Yeah.
For my viewers. But I didn't really have that many people viewing at the time. So I was like, okay, let's go back and let's share it and see how everybody reacts to it. I had some people react, but I just didn't have people I expected to react. So I thought that, okay, let's just go ahead and do another story, and maybe I'll do a series of them. And because I'm thinking about doing maybe later on another live stream, and I'll play them together in one whole video at a loop. It'll be kind of like, you know how kind of like maybe one of those hour release specials, like, you know, you seen around Halloween and you know, like Stories of the Crypts or something.
Yeah.
And I was thinking to do something kind of like that with these stories. So
you need to also do the coloring book videos. I bet you do really good on them.
Yeah, because I mean, most of the time it's just art that I can come up with. I can do simple ones. Like I got a lot of ones I did with spiders. I got a lot of ink art that I've done with spiders over the years. And I've done some other, I've done some different ink arts that I've done over the years, and some other different characters. I've even done my Lynn character from the comic series I did, and I did a Halloween version of her. So I try to come up with different ink art that I do time-lapse videos in, and I play usually music in the background. But lately, I think the horror stories has been a new touch with it, with the voice change.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice work there. Really dig your art.
Thank you. I mean, I've been drawing ever since I've been 5. I started painting like when I was in high school, and my biggest work that I'm actually really good with is the acrylics art that you see in the background.
You know what you should do? I don't know if you've done it yet. Do toes in the blanket.
The what?
Instead of
Toes
pigs
in
in
the
the blanket,
blanket?
do toes in the blanket. You know, the food. With the croissants and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's a work in progress, because I definitely think that, you know, I have a neck for like the horror stuff. I really do, because I've done a lot of Christmas folklores around Christmas time, because that's what a lot of those are in the backgrounds are. And I want to research more into folklores, because eventually I would like to create my own children book with Christmas folklores. And so because I'm not into Christmas, but I am into all the creepy stuff around Christmas.
Mm.
So you must be a big Tim Burton fan.
I do like Tim Burton. He's pretty good.
Listen,
like
we
a
know
lot of
we know your favorite movie is Nightmare Before Christmas.
I don't know if that's my favorite.
You could do Tongue Taffy. Like Laffy
I think
Taffies.
I'll
Rocky
tell you
Horror
my favorite
before I
Christmas
like
movie,
that.
Die Hard.
There you go, Maria. You can do Tongue Taffy if you haven't done that one. Instead of
Jack
Laffy Taffy.
Skellington and John McClane back to back against
The next one I'm
forces of
thinking
evil.
about doing is mini brain meat pies.
I'm giving you
I'm
some
like-
ideas, you know.
I mean, yeah, I'm gonna definitely need more recipe because I'm thinking about.
But
I
what
wanna
can
do
you
a
do
whole
with
bunch
something
of-
like corn dogs or hot pockets? I'm sure you can get
Yeah.
all sorts of funky ideas with those two.
Yeah, so I mean, there's a lot of stuff that I'm working on because I mean, the more recipes I can get, the better. Because I mean, I think the creepy kitchen part is fun, especially when you do it like you're doing a like you're hosting like a cooking show. I think there's a lot of fun to it that you can do with a character if you're doing it in a setting where like you're on a cooking show. And then have all the different background noises of the kitchen.
You could do I don't know if you've done it, the candy corn, but instead of candy corn, it's teeth.
Oh, that would be awesome. That would be
Oh.
awesome.
Tonsils. Or not tonsils. What's the little bag in the back of your throat?
That is tonsils, dear.
Is that
The uvula?
The uvea
Yeah.
are
the,
Did I say
the
that?
sac?
tonsils are the ones on the side. Yeah, yeah, the uvea.
Yeah, the sac one, whatever. Do it as like a
Thyroids.
sucker. Do it like on suckers or whatever.
Yeah, because we could definitely do some. But the teeth would be kind of hard because that wouldn't be turned out candy because you need sugar for candy. I mean, you can definitely,
Spin
I
their
mean, you
hair
could
into
draw it
licorice.
like you have like the candy and you have like a shaver and stuff to shape it like candy corn. You got some of them half painted like candy corn on your drawings.
That might be an idea. Yeah, I have to think on that more because I'm trying to see how you would make that into a recipe. I mean, it may. You know what? Maybe instead of a cooking
Well,
recipe, you
how
can do
is
it as
candy
a
corn
arts
made?
and craft. You can do it
How's
as
candy
arts and
corn
craft.
made?
So, like, in other words, like, let's say we do a DIY show on it. If you did a DIY show on it, then you can take the teeth and you can decorate them into candy corn.
I mean, what is candy corn made out of? Can you
made
home
out-
make?
It's made out of
I don't
High
sugar, dear.
fructose corn syrup.
That's all it is sugar. Pure sugar.
Well, all you gotta do is shape them like teeth.
Well, what I was saying is you could take the teeth idea, what you're talking about, and shape them into looking like candy corn and call it a DIY instead of
Yeah, and you
a
put up
cooking
a sign:
recipe.
"Do not fucking eat."
Have you done
Yeah.
rump roast yet?
Haven't done rump roast yet.
That just makes me think of Norbit. If you've ever watched that movie, where he's the ass on the turkey.
Oh yeah, I
Favorite.
remember that one.
It's his favorite part.
Unfortunately,
Gravity sucks.
Well, the eyeball
Gravity
one, that'd probably be what, gummies? You don't like gummies?
The
Yeah,
ultimate
but I
kahuna
mean-
says, even wearing my Daisy Dukes, my kahunas are boiling. How is Washington so hot? Also, how is the writing going?
Going good for me.
It's more like a brainstorm session, but it's good.
got a good scene done. It's kind of how I write, is I go from scene to scene and try to make sure it all fits.
But you
Like,
could make the suckers out of the bag in the back of the throat.
Yeah, we can do that. So we can make suckers into like those cake pops.
K-pops.
Yeah, those new things where they do the cakes on the like. They
oh
look like
yes, they got those at Starbucks.
yeah.
Let me look it up. Because I'm blanking right now.
I lost my Legend of Zelda book, and I need to find it because I'm halfway through. You finish
A
it.
bio
Not that great,
latte?
though.
Yeah, I mean, you do it something like that. That would be good. And that would be so modern and all that
recommend actually
actually
drinking
would. That'd be so modern that it actually probably would resonate with people.
Cake pops.
All that's
Yeah.
pulling up for K-pops is the Korean pop music.
Yeah, you gotta get kind of like the snacks people kind of like.
Do I need to put
They
K-pop
literally are cakes that looks like they're lollipops.
That's all it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you eat
they're-
them
Piece of bread
Gungan
on a
style.
stick.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I haven't seen them, but I get what you're saying. I pulled up one. It's like I mean, it's literally just a cake on a stick or a straw.
Yeah,
Yeah,
all it is.
it's pretty much that's what it looks like.
It's a piece of bread covered in frosting
Yep.
on a stick.
Pretty much.
Yep.
Make you do that, and you could have like on the stick, you got like a little string of it going around the stick, as like it's been ripped out.
Yeah, you can do that because literally what you can do is like take the stick, because I love the idea of my character yanking it out.
Yeah.
Because what better noise would you hear when you hear them scream from yanking it out?
You know, the tongue Laffy Taffy would work as well, but with that.
Oh yeah, you
just
want to
have
stretch
find
it
a way
out?
Yeah, you'd have to
Or,
find a way
yeah,
to
as Laffy
shape
Taffy
it
or a
into a
fruit
tongue.
roll up.
I haven't eaten a fruit roll up in forever. I mean, the teeth, you could go like a hard candy if you can find a way to get like a, however they do it, the tray things, and get it to shape and harden up into a teeth.
Well, like I said,
Ear
it'd be more
salad.
like it'd be more like an arts and craft thing. It'd be like, okay, decoration for Halloween maybe.
Yeah.
Because I think that would be more like it. It'd be like more like, you want to, decorate your house for Halloween or something like that. Let's pull out some teeth, shave them, and paint them and make them look like candy corns, and
Yeah,
have them
Andrew
lay all over the
Campbell
place.
says gingerbread man made from gingers.
Exactly. If you did something like that, I mean, yeah.
If you had a mold of teeth, you could like make chiclets. Teeth-shaped chiclets, I think, would be pretty gross.
And
to
just
chew on.
imagine the tool device that you would use to pull the teeth out.
We'll call those the jawbreakers.
Yeah, I mean, it's so honestly that would probably work well, because honestly my character is mostly talking about the methods anyway. I'm going through the gruesomeness of so with the eyeball, I literally talked about fingernails being sharp and just going into the eye socket and pulling it out.
Yeah.
So that's what I did with that one. With the toenails, I got some nice heavy duty pliers from a hardware store, and make sure you get a really good grip and yank. So that would fall into the themes that I'm already talking about. So pulling teeth and pulling out the little dangling thing, yeah. That would all go well with the theme, because all it is talking about the method of harvesting it.
What would you make out of like fingers?
Oh God.
Little chocolate bars. Lady fingers.
There's a baked good that's actually called fingers. I can't remember what it was.
Lady fingers.
Yeah, lady fingers.
Wait, that's a firecracker, isn't it? But yeah, I think I used to see that in gas station shelves or something. It was a snack.
Yeah, there's a snack that's called lady fingers. Well, so far I've been torturing guys. Maybe it's time for me to torture the women too.
Yeah, and we can start off with noses. You can make that actually disgusting with if you decide to add the gooey booger shit into it.
Oh yeah, you can.
With
But
blood.
see, it's mostly the art itself don't look actually really gruesome, because even when I draw the eyeball kind of looks gross, but it doesn't. I don't know. Does it? I don't know if it looks really gross or not.
Well, you can make the drawing very cartoonish,
Yeah, the art itself is actually not really gruesome. It's the sound effects, and it's talking about it. Because I think most of the time that's what creep people out. It's not the art itself that's creeping people out. It's when I get on there and then Chip voice, and I talk about my methods, and I talk about how I'm putting my sharp fingernails, and I'm getting ready to put my fingers and into the eye sockets, and I yank and all. And at the whole time, I got this freaky music playing in the background too, and you got the nail sounds of the wall scratching noises too that I got.
Oh, I mean, you could also do like eardrums, scratching someone's eardrum and shit, and peeling it
Well,
out.
it's the fan in
Popping
the
it.
kitchen noise is also really creepy because all you hear is somebody pans and pots, banging and stuff like that, and everybody's already figuring out because you're in the kitchen and this stuff is going on, and then all of a sudden you hear a yell and a yank, and I'm like, yep. That's why I love the full setting. The full setting to do this storytelling wise with the noises and the spooky sounds and all gets you really in the mood.
Listen, all I'm saying
Maji!
is there's a serial killer in chat, and we can all guess who.
Already heard. I gotta check out your channel then, because I'm a big fan of like audio plays, stuff like that. It seems like that's
this
where it's
guy.
at. A lot of the work.
He's been looking for him. He's been looking for good ones.
Honestly, the autoplay, I'm having. Actually, it's funny and all. Even though I'm really good at art, I'm actually having really fun just playing with my voice and putting all the sound effects and all and the music together. I think that's actually my favorite part of the whole process.
That's what I eventually want to do with my stories, is turn them into audio play, because that's my favorite form of consuming media.
One of these days, I'm going to go to your Substack, and it's just going to say "World Without End Radio Theater," and it's going to be
That'd be fun, yeah.
Oh, that'd
yeah,
be
and
so much
It
fun.
would be the an audio file where it does that, but you got the actual typed out story on the screen, but then you could just hear the audio file while it's up there, so you could read along or just listen.
I did that once for short horror poems. I posted them on YouTube, one a day for 30 days throughout Halloween, but I got burnt out. I decided, let's just do World Without End, because that's where my passion.
Yeah, and see, that's about all the stuff is that I can't do too much of that because, yeah, that is the biggest problem about doing all of these videos. And that's why I'm only focusing right now on Ink October so much on it. When I get back to the regular season and whatever, I'm probably not going to do it as much.
Yeah.
Hello, hello.
Hey.
Hey, Maji.
How you been?
No, I'm good. Sorry, I didn't know you were streaming. I was sitting there cooking some chicken pumpkin soup and listening to your book.
That sounds pretty good. Chicken pumpkin soup.
Heck yeah, fresh pumpkin.
Yeah, when we started the writing session on here, I hopped in to. I was going to finally put the glossary in alphabetical order, but one of the other betas had pointed out a bunch of stuff. I had all these notes, and I'm going through. I'm like, oh, cool. Misspellings, punctuations. I ended up working on all that and put in something I forgot to add before. I'm surprised no betas caught it.
I kind of like
Well, I'm
spurred
surprised
this
I
on
didn't
by
notice
Maji.
until I was driving around yesterday and it just dropped into my brain. I'm like, oh, I left a piece out,
But,
We were talking about making candy corn teeth, Maji. That's all you're missing.
candy corn tea. That's different.
Yeah.
Granted, I am making
Teeth.
pumpkin
Teeth.
soup. Oh,
not
tea.
teeth.
Teeth.
Halloween recipes.
I was
Oh,
gonna say,
there's another
technically it's
disgusting
sugar
one
and
you can
honey.
do.
I don't know where the tea fits in, but okay.
Oh, no.
Stomach acid soup.
It's a DIY project. We're
Maria.
shaping teeth into candy corn.
Ooh, gotcha.
Yeah, you do like a stomach acid soup. You can have a whole story about that.
Oh no,
that
man.
Cracked it.
The last two Iron Age prompt pictures were freaking scary ass. I wasn't even going anywhere near those. I'm like, oh, I'll do a Halloween story. And I looked and went, nope. Sorry, Richard.
Just curious, by the way, Maj. At what point are you at?
I just hit Alanis after Bass got into a fight with the big Ocelot and the undead army of stuff. You know what I'm
That's
talking
not
about?
quite how it goes, but I know what you're referring to.
Well, I don't want to spoil too much.
Yeah. I mean, I know what scene you're talking
Listen,
about
you're
there.
confusing the Christian, okay? He said, what?
But here's the thing: he asked, and I don't want to spoil, and he knows exactly what I'm referring to. That's kind of got her ass kicked, Aaliyah.
Well, now we're going to force you to write something on this stream.
As long as it's not that scary ass clown and freaking Iron Age Media's prompt.
Oh,
Between
it's
the
a clown over
and the creepy puppet, I drew the line, man.
What are you talking about? We've been talking about dissecting body parts.
See, I don't mind
but clowns, no. Yeah.
Someone's got a lot of
dissecting body parts. But granted, I went to school for biology, so, you know, I had cadavers and frogs and lambs and all sorts of interesting things I had to look at.
Oh, Maji,
Okay.
I might have to pick your brain before I start the next book.
Physically or literally?
Or
You can't make up his mind on that.
Yeah, that sounds about the same thing. I mean, for ideas, since you're probably more familiar with how biology operates, because when making up fictional species, you got to have a reason for why they are the way they are. You know.
Oh, I'm totally down. I'll help you.
Yeah,
I've got one of those.
Their physiology make sense.
You know when you go to school and then you get a bunch of useless certifications that have absolutely no practicality in the real world?
Yeah.
Yeah, I went and got my horse and animal massage license. I've never used it, but I could tell you all about the muscles, intersex, and all that fun jazz.
Cool. All right, so shall we get one more session in before we call it quits? Because I do still have to cut and trim a couple videos for tomorrow. I don't have any scheduled, and once I'm at work, I can't do it.
Oh. What, you haven't mastered putting your feet on the wheel, driving with the feet on the wheel while you're downloading in the background?
Oh, my phone couldn't handle that, but no, I do it from my laptop. Not my phone wouldn't let me do this.
Oh, I know. I'm giving you a hard time.
Yeah, well, I'm used to those. We're good. Yeah. So, anything you're going to be working on, Maj?
I'm going to secretly be reading your book in the background.
Oh, I'm not going to stop you from that. Okay, where is... Let me get that clock up there. All sorts of buttons. I keep hitting the wrong ones until I eventually hit the right one.
It happens.
Well, I think I'm going to go ahead and get off on here. I got to get some chores and stuff done.
All right. It was great to have you on. Thanks for coming on. And look forward to seeing what other recipes you come up with.
Yeah. I'll probably work on some more recipe next week. I got work schedule and stuff like that. So, but I got a little start, so that'll help.
Sweet. All right, everybody. Her link has been put in the chat. Hold on. I'm gonna afterwards. I want to go back and actually put your link in the description.
Well, she's gonna go. She's leaving because she's gonna go rip people's teeth out and make some candy corn.
Yeah, go watch a little bit of Little Shop of Horrors to inspire you on how to extract them teeth.
Yeah, it's not hard. You just get some good tools and yank.
She's all casual about it. I do it all the time.
He's World of Cup.
Yes. Well,
She has an entire room of just nothing but doors and strings.
She's an agent of Monsters, Inc.
Well, maybe. But yeah, it was good seeing all of y'all. I'll talk to y'all later.
All right, have a good one.
Later.
Bye.
Quack.
All right. So, right.
Frederick, you having fun?
Yeah.
Forcing you to write, boy.
How's that volume?
That's good.
All
Back
right.
to-
And I just wanted to clarify before I jump in, Maji. Did you see my response to you in the Gilded chat?
Oh, did you just make it?
I made it right before you hopped on here.
Oh, okay. Let me check.
Was that the issue that was happening? Is what I wanted to know.
Okay, yeah. I wasn't sure if that was intended or if.
No, it wasn't. Yeah, it's pronounced Freck, but
Okay.
the text to voice on the computer sees it as an abbreviation for frequency, which was kind of funny. I'm like, why is it saying the name of my brand instead of the town? I'm like, oh, that's.
Yeah, that's why it was throwing me off because every time I heard it, I'd look at, because I've been listening and reading along, unless I'm cooking, then I'm just listening.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that doesn't spell what it said.
Yeah. Yeah, I was listening for mistakes while driving, and all of a sudden it started saying frequency. I'm like, when did I write frequency there? I'm like, no, that's Freck.
Okay. I was just making sure it was right. Because
Yeah,
there was
it's
a couple
correct.
of times where it didn't sound right and it turned out it wasn't right.
Alrighty. Let me get that on screen. Okay. Ready, guys?
Very well.
Yep, ready to go.
Let's do this. And start.
I'm gonna go smoke real quick.
And that's time. How'd you guys do?
Not bad. Doing a lot of editing, trying to reduce the number of pages and condense the ideas into single pages or double pages.
Cool.
Had to finish the sentence, sorry.
How about you, James?
I got about 384 words done. A dialogue piece, kind of introduced characters to the setting. Now they're kind of resting in their barracks.
And it seems my
Introducing
internet cut out for a second.
Now I'm introducing the kind of the characters to the reader. Find out who's who.
Cool. Welcome back, Billy Bob.
Alrighty.
I heard you say I'm going to go smoke, but I had a different screen up. So when I came back, I'm like, oh, when he went to go smoke, he logged out.
No, evidently my internet pooped for a second.
Yeah.
Kicked me out.
I finally got that glossary in proper order. But, Maji, by the way, since you're going through it, if you have any suggestions for things that should probably be in the glossary that are not, please let me know.
I do have one. You'll probably know exactly where I am with this. But you might want to do individual descriptions of each of the gods, especially like Molag and his alternate forms of worship, or how he shows up in the hieroglyphs. Then that way it makes it a lot easier for a certain scene to understand. Does that make sense?
A little. We could discuss that off air.
Yeah. But just maybe a little bit of in the glossary, just a description of the different gods.
All right. Well, anyway, I do have a few things I need to get handled before I call it a night. And, remember, old fart on the East Coast, it gets late sooner here. So we're going to wrap this up. We'll hit some partying plug. Oh, wait. I need to get over to comments. Somebody's commented. Everly! I don't know how long that's been sitting there. I hope he hasn't been waiting too long. But hey, good to see you, man. He does some really cool stuff.
Well, I got roughly 800 words done here, so productive.
Nice. Yeah, as I was going through, I realized... oh, cool. He's still here. What's up, man? Yeah, I was off the chat screen, so when I popped back over, saw you there. I'm like, oh, how long has that been there? I didn't realize. Yeah. Good to see you. We are wrapping up, but I mean, always good to see you pop in. Yeah.
Don't worry.
If you're looking for some metal-based music, go check out his work. It's really cool. I didn't know until who told me I think somebody in chat let me know. It was last week. I asked, what is the closing music that Richard uses for his stream? And someone said it was Everly's. So I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense now. Because it's really cool. It just gets stuck in the head. There are times I'm just going through my day and I got that playing in my head. It's like,
well,
that was
didn't you do
bumper music for Richard, Huh?
Sorry, I mean,
Yeah,
didn't Ev do the music for Brian McCoppin's trailer?
Yes, he did. I love that tune too. That's a good song. And then, of course, Kikoman's song. His version of that has been a big hit. Yep. Oh, we're getting emojis. Let's see if we can make him blush. Yeah, but your take was absolutely yes. That's there we go. Woo! That's the word. Yeah, but guys, go check out Everly Music. You're just under Substack on your name, right? I should have it up here. I'm going to drop it in the chat. There, I got it. All right. Wait, it didn't go to the right one. Let me try that again.
I'm about 3/4 of the way through that fucking outline.
Huh. Been there a bunch of times. Why am I not finding it now?
It's an outline for what, Billy Bob?
Short story or a novella, whatever the fuck it's going to turn out to be.
Yeah. Okay.
Are you disappointed I'm not outlining the Black Tarzan for you?
That its time will come when it's time. I think you can't rush these
Black
things.
Tarzan and the Bambi universe. We're gonna have the air, the mermaid, all that. You know.
No worries, Everly. There's no derail going on.
We
You
have
want to
a
start
rail.
parting plugs?
Yeah, go for it.
Maji,
Hmm.
parting plugs. Any plugs you want to part?
Check out ironage.media. He's got new prompts every other week. This week they're scary as hell for Halloween. Go check them out.
Alrighty, James.
Check out worldwithoutendlore.com and check out the awesome IP I'm writing, as well as check out the short stories that release every month at worldwithoutendlore.substack.com.
Nice. Frederick.
Yes, if you want to follow the making of this new comic book that'll be out in 2024, you can go to imakecomics.com. That'll take 4 weeks and get updates as they come.
What
Yeah,
happened?
Eat that last part. I think when I started the music, it squashed out your words.
Okay. Sound like you got punched or something there when you were doing it.
I don't know where it cut off, but check out my stuff at imakecomics.com.
Nice. Me, subscribe to my Only Gremlins. Kapla, 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 quack. Frequency.
Andrew Campbell said, "Mike, get back into the prompts. See how I'm doing for the time. That would be cool." All right,
No,
and of course,
seriously, they're scary as hell. You got a creepy
yeah,
doll. and,
I'll skip the clown
wow.
thing myself. Don't forget to check out Haley Starbad Kitty. Good sci-fi action adventure fantasy. All of it mixed into a potato gun and shot out the end for your entertainment. And pretty soon she's going to be doing it a second time. Hopefully next couple months it'll be available on Amazon right alongside the first one. Thank you very much, everyone who stopped in. And hey, Evely says later, y'all. We will see you next time. Have a good one, guys.
See ya.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. I have an outro, don't I? If you enjoyed this presentation, hit the like. And if you didn't,
Something
I
about
appreciate you
lasers.
stopping by. We'll see you next time. And God
Something
bless.
about lasers. Lasers. Lasers.
We can't have the lasers every time, man.
You suck.
But we can
Jewish
this time.
space lasers.
I almost forgot.
Have a good one, everybody.